Hello everybody. Well, here is where we left off in part one of modeling Jack Perry's alien motion tracker. And he has been extremely kind to provide me with an orthographic view of this thing because I was having some difficulty getting the dimensions of this thing. Now, he hasn't given the go-ahead to use that image in this video or to provide it. And so what I thought I would do is I'm just going to change the scale of some of this stuff based on his image, just so we get more in the ballpark of this thing. From then, I will go ahead and continue to model more by eye, unless he gives the go-ahead that we can use it. But otherwise, like I say, I'll model by eye and refer to the other images that he does provide on his ArtStation page, and I'll provide a link to that. And we'll make some kind of alien motion tracker that hopefully looks cool and that we enjoy modeling. What I could do potentially is, once I've made the changes to scale and dimensions or whatever, and get more in the ballpark, I could take some orthographic images of my own modeling, perhaps. Maybe I could provide those. I hope that's not a conflict of interest or whatever. And then just for you to get the overall shape and dimensions and scale and all that, maybe from mine. Not that my model's going to be great by any means, but just to get you in the ballpark again. And then we go from there. So give me a couple minutes off screen and I'll get this maybe more correct, and then we'll continue. Alright guys, I've got this a little bit more proportioned properly according to Jack's images, and it's time to move on. Until we get the go-ahead to use those, we're just going to do this by eye. And yeah, alright, let's move on to these dials. They look like they're pretty nicely distributed along here. Alright, so I think I'm just going to select select that edge, and I'll bring the cursor there. Okay, we'll look from the side, and we're going to go Shift A, Mesh, Circle. I'm going to go for 20. Geez, what do I want to do? Yeah, I'll go for 22 vertices. We're not too worried about our polys. And we're going to rotate Y90 and scale this down. Bring it out. And we'll try to center this up. Alright, so how wide does this go? Yeah, it's a bit smaller, right? Looks like a little bit anyhow. We can always adjust the sizes of these things. So for this piece, I'm just going to extrude a little bit like this. E and S come in, and you know what, I may not even have to close that off. Let's come in a bit more. Let's flip those polys, Control N, and let's bevel this with just one. I will put a subdivision surface, so we'll just do whatever. Maybe we can get away with one. Now I'll take this and set the origin of geometry and cursor to selected, and I'm going to bring in another circle, I think. But I'm going to make this 6 vertices. And I'm going to rotate Y90. And I'm in edit mode, yes. I'm going to scale it down like this. And let's extrude this a bit from the front. Not too much though. Control N. Now, if I close that up, I don't have to close that. Let's start with that, and then I'm going to take this E and S. I'm going to come in a ways now. There's a little circle in the middle. And what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to put a subdivision surface on this too. Am I? Just out of curiosity, how would it look with a bevel? I need edge loops. I think to get a nice circle, I will. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring up a bunch of edge loops. The part's going to seem a little messy, so like a lot of my modeling. But I hope it's going to, I think it'll look okay in the end. So I'm just going to bring in edge loops to tighten up this, and then we'll put the subdivision on it. We'll see how it looks. Maybe I should have put it on first. But I'm pretty sure it's going to be all right. Now, if I do that, I'll start with one. We'll bring one down there. I'm not sure I really need one there. We'll probably need a couple up here. But what I really want to do is I want to make this into a circle here. I'll go ahead and do this. And I don't think that just that can be converted with loop tools into a circle. I take it back, it can. I thought I tried it before and it couldn't, but that's exactly what we wanted. So I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to hit E to extrude and bring it in just a little bit. So I got an edge loop there, and then I'll bring it in some more. And let's just have a little look at how this is turning out. I can sharpen that up. And that's going to be the basis of our knob, though. Okay, so I'll come back in, and I'm going to put an edge loop here, and I'm going to use loop tools actually to convert it to a circle, get a little nicer and bring it in. So we will get a little cleaner. And then what I'm going to do is I am going to Shift Alt and click that edge. I'm going to use that. I'm going to copy it, Shift D and P to break it out. I'm going to select it and set the origin of geometry. I'm going to take off the subdivision surface, so I have just that. Where is it? Let's bring it out so we can look at that. Now, this is what I want to do. I could do it this way. I could just fill it, then have it as a big end guard, and just put an image map on it. And I'm going to scale it just a tiny bit. Make sure it goes into the walls. I have a mind to do that. I'm going to have to flip that. So if we go with that, just copy another one down and rotate in the X to do that. This one probably should be rotated a bit too. Let's just see if we're in the ballpark for this. So it comes out close to the point I'm looking at comes out pretty close. Let's see how ours is. No, you know what? I think this now needs to be scaled. Scale Shift X. Scale Shift X. Maybe it's got to go more like that. Okay, I'll take the whole thing. Let's look at the positioning of these things. If we look at this, it's down near, pretty much near the bottom, a little bit higher than that. So I think we got to come down a ways. And again, I may have the size of these off a little bit. Maybe we need to make these a little bit bigger. Where's this one positioned? That's probably all right. Let's see if I can get all that material on there. Just to have it all looking the same. There's something that holds it here. I'm not sure. I'll come back to that. Okay, cool. We can change the size of those later, and if we get permission to use those orthographic images, we can get it closer. But I think that's okay for now. Cool. I love it. This is such a cool device. All right. Let's. Interesting. This one doesn't have a strap on it. I don't know if that one does either. And we don't need to be doing that strap. Didn't realize that. I didn't think about that before. So many of them I've seen the strap on top. All right, well, let's not do it then. We have these, and I might do that in geometry. We'll see. But let's come over to the other side and do something about this. Okay, so it looks like we're gonna need a little rounded rectangle. We're gonna use like a hexagonal bolt in a circle with a hole. There's a little ball in here, and then that for the switch. Okay. So let's come over here on this side. Might even just grab that face, Shift D, and scale it, and start working with this. So it is about right in the middle. On the other hand, it might not be right in the middle. It might be a little bit higher. It's narrow. We got equal space between these and the front, pretty much. I think we got to do something like this. I think I'm going to notch this up a tiny bit. So I got a circle there and then decal. Okay, so let's break that out. And what happened here? There we go. All right. Let's go to vertex selection with those selected. I guess I just want to get... I might want it a bit wider. I don't know. I think I do. All right, good enough. Let's go Control Shift B and curve those off. I'll go like this. And I think the way I'm going to do this, this is just my way, is I'm going to join up those J. Okay. Let's give it a bit of thickness. What do we got on here? Bevel. How would it take smoothing? It wouldn't be very smooth. And obviously we have some pulling here. Let's do this, and that'll make it a bit nicer. I can put one more. I can get rid of that back. I'm just thinking if I don't do that, I might do subdivision. I might end up with rather sharp edges here. It's probably good. Probably would be okay, but it's too much for such a simple piece. It could probably work for us for what we're doing. Let's isolate that and look at the back. And in face selection, we'll get rid of the back polys. And that'll help with the smoothing as well. Just make it a bit sharper, hopefully. Is that about the right size? Let me look at this. I've got it taking up about 2 of these in terms of this space. Actually, it seems to line up with this top one, and it comes to about the very bottom of that one. So if it lined up with the top one, I might be screwing things up now. I'm doing it like that. That's a better idea. Maybe this doesn't have to be as sharp. Whatever. Okay, that circle's not that big, obviously. Well, actually it is, because we got that piece in there. Can I use this circle? Yeah, it's too weird. Let's bring the cursor there. And bring in another circle. Let's go for 22. Rotate Y 90. And this circle has a hole in it. Alright, we'll start with that size. Just come in like that for now, and bevel that. Comes down really small. We'll see. I might have to not do that. Might have to adjust the size of the hole in this. So we'll just do this first. Let's get that same material on there so it looks the same. It's hard to see the circle there. It's in there. Just for now. You know, like, I mean, we could, adjust this more if we wanted to even. Yeah, it's all right anyhow. Let's give it a try at this point. Now, we got a little ball in there. So let's select that. It's already selected. Bring the cursor there. And I guess we're going to bring in at least half of a UV sphere. Let's try 16 and 8. And we'll just cut it in half. Let's rotate this, rotate Y 90. I'm not sure if I want to be flattening that or not. Okay, so now how does this kind of thing go? A little bit hard to see. It's almost like it's almost flush with the surface, the top of the ball. So what I think I would do, let's leave that there. Let's take this and this edge and bring it in. No. All right. Too tight. Can we do it that way? We can do whatever we want, except Jack's watching. And that, my friends, makes me doubt. Here, let's get rid of that again. Although it looks cool. Okay, well, let's set the origin of geometry on that. Cursor selected, and then let's just think about how I'm going to do this. It's kind of like a cylinder that comes rounded up. I kind of want to use one of these. Like, I know it's a lot of polys, but I just feel like I can get a better result with that. Here's what I was thinking. I was thinking of basically this. I don't know if I've done this the right size or anything. You know, this kind of thing. I think I'm gonna do it anyhow. Jeez. I know it's such a simple thing. I'm sorry if I'm mucking around here. But yeah. Get that cursor out of there. Let's put ambient occlusion back on. Can it be that small? Can it? Can anything be that small? It could. I suppose it could. Well, I still got that selected. I'm gonna bring the cursor to there. I want 3 cursor there. It's just for now to see what it would look like. Do they typically have it up or down? Up. Feet doesn't stick out long enough. But that's the idea of how I would have done that anyhow. Whether it's good or not. Yeah, let's turn that off. Right, is that in the right position? All that stuff. Yeah, roughly in the right position. So where does that leave us then? All that time to get that done. Well, it's very cool. So a circle that comes in, another circle. This is either a cube or its extension. It might be good to just do it as a separate cube and push it in there. We can start with that, and then I think I'll leave the cord for the next video. So I got my 3D cursor right there, right? So let's try a circle 22. Go back to median point. All right, how big is this black one? And does it have to be central? I mean, again, I think it... No, I don't know that it is. This can always be moved, this stuff. Let's start with that anyhow. Okay, how far out does it come? This is... actually, let me look. It looks like it doesn't quite come out to the height of these things. Maybe halfway. Maybe, maybe not. But or maybe a bit more. I'm just going to bring that in. Let's flip those polys. Let's bevel that edge. Maybe I'll put 2 and grab this and put the subdivision surface on it. So I got just 1, okay? So we'll keep that in mind. I'll go with the same material. Nope, let's not do that. Yeah, makes it hard to see, doesn't it? So we'd have something like that for now. And then we need this. Let's taper it in a little bit. and less poly than what I'm doing. Okay, let's grab a piece of this to use. Let's take this Shift D and P, so we're right in the ballpark of where we need to be. And we'll scale it out. I'll bring that out and taper it in a bit. Maybe that's too much. It's a lot of polys, isn't it? Okay, comes out quite far. I think this thing we're going to close up. So let's do this and just use a few as we can there. Do I already have that on there? Too big or too small. I'm a little paranoid now. Let's throw that other piece on though, and we'll call it a day for the video, and we'll come back and we'll see where we're at. I think maybe this has to come down a little bit. Actually, I could be looking at those. Yeah, you see it's about in line with those, that second bottom, second from the bottom. Somewhere around there, and we'll just bring in a cube for now. How far down does it extend past? It's almost to the edge, you know, as a guideline for us. Doesn't seem long enough to me. Maybe it is though. Yeah. Let's just put the materials and see if we can just bevel this. We might need to have, shouldn't, but imagine there's a hole in there for the cord to come out. Also, I'll, you know what, I'll inset a tiny bit and I'll delete those faces like that. I'll do it that way for now, as we always say. Yeah, I feel like this has got to be longer than that. It's a little bit longer, maybe a little bit narrower, I don't know. Maybe I can just pull it down a bit. Well, these things might be a bit too shrimpy too, but it's a start, okay? And then we can make modifications to this. We're doing basic modeling, we're having fun here. We're never gonna get it to look like Jack's exactly. We're just gonna make something real cool, and it's a lot of fun to do this. So thanks so much for watching. See you next time.